Hi guys, it's Amy, your golf coach. Welcome to Basic Putting series. Today we're going to talk about the basic fundamentals of putting. If you are new to putting, this is where you absolutely want to start. If you are more of an advanced player and you're having slight issues with your putting, the fundamentals is the first thing you want to check out. So let's go ahead and start. Subscribe, like, comment down below how your golf game is now. Back to the golf lesson. Let's talk about the stance width first. With a 7-iron, it's about shoulder width apart, right? But with the putter, you want to match outside your shoulders to outside your feet, like so. So it's slightly narrower. There are different styles. There are pros that do tend to stand a little wider or a little narrower, but this is basically standard. So outer edge of your shoulders matching the outer edge of your feet. Now, your toes. Compared to your full swing, your toes are more straight out this way, so your feet are parallel to each other. Usually with the irons, your toes do flare out ever so slightly outward, but with the putting, you tend to keep them a little bit more parallel. Of course, that's another personal preference as well, but I'm just showing you the very basic standard way. Now, let's talk about the ball position. Ball position is supposed to be right below your left eye. That is if you're right-handed, like myself. So your lead eye is right on top of your golf ball. So that means the ball position is slightly forward of the middle. So this would be where your nose is, and this is where your lead eye is, right? And also because the golf ball is directly below your left eye, now you're gonna have to bend over a lot more compared to an iron setup. You're usually over here and then making a big arc, but we're purposely putting the eyes right above the golf ball, so we make more of a straighter back and through stroke, which is going to be highly efficient for this specific shot, right? Right under that left eye is what we want. So that way you're gonna have to bend more from the hips, and we probably need a little bit less knee bend to balance better. Okay, this is where we want. So you'll be standing a lot closer to the golf ball compared to an iron. And you can actually, when you get into your setup, place your putter, get into your setup. Before you grip, you really want to try and hang your arms down from your shoulders this way. This is really going to help you to grip it in the right place and rock that shoulder straighter back and forth. And that's our ultimate goal, to get that putter head moving nice and straight back and forth, right? So hang your arms. And when you grip it now, since the shaft is a lot more vertical compared to like an iron setup this way, more vertical shaft, you're gonna have to grip it a little bit more in the palms as opposed to in the fingers. So more in the palms. So I usually take my lifelines here as a guideline. My lifelines go on the edge of this flat part here. My trail hand lifeline goes on the edge of my left thumb. Boom, so that both thumbs line up on top of the flat part. And then I'm going to go ahead and lift my trail pinky finger, which usually for the irons is overlapping or interlocking this way, right? Lift it up and then get that left index up and cover your trail pinky and the fourth finger this way. So this is traditional reverse overlap. So that's your grip, and because you're gripping it more in the palms with a more upright shaft angle here, your left wrist is going to bow out a little bit more as opposed to irons like this angling. So it'll be bowing out ever so slightly. And now, this is actually quite important here, the elbows. A lot of people tend to point your elbows out. This tends to give it a little bit of an inconsistency of wobbling around a lot because the elbows are so far away from your body. It's hard to, get that shoulder to rock that club head consistently. So what you want to do is you actually want to rotate those elbows inward, so the elbows are trying to point at your belly button. Couldn't physically do that, but that's what you're trying to achieve. Trying to point at your obliques or your belly button, so that way you're squeezing your elbows in. Your elbows are not actually touching anything. This only helps to pinch your armpits. Like like so, like this much. Pinching your armpits this way really helps to keep that shoulders rocking consistently without much wobble at all. You see that difference, right? As opposed to when the elbows are flared out. Now the club head feels very shaky and inconsistent, wobbly right there. So the elbows squeezing in to pinch your armpits is going to be a key thing to rock your shoulders. When you do this, guys, you're really going to feel it in your core muscles to rock the shoulders. So this goes really great with my core dex theory. Boom, this way. So you're using really the core to rock the shoulders, not the arm strength to rock the shoulders or the shoulders to rock your hands, right? Now we're gonna try and incorporate all those. I know there's quite a bit, but the more you practice all of them step by step, it's going to get more automatic into your body. Now we just have to pay attention to the size of the stroke. I want you to, this is about 15 feet here, so I want you to take it back, let's see. So I want you to take it back just to the middle of your foot to begin with. See how far that goes. And now you're gonna have to match it up to a 1-to-1 ratio. If the backswing is yay big, now the follow through has to be matching that size, 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that. So we talked about the very basic fundamentals of putting. I know we talked about like the stance width, ball position, eye position, hand position, elbow position, and much more. And we want to keep that stroke size 1-to-1 ratio. I want you to really take a note, take a screenshot, and really memorize all those into the body so it becomes like a second nature, automatic to you. And this is really going to take you a long ways to become a great putter. If you have any questions, please come to my website's Ask Amy section. Leave your questions and comments there. Usually check those before anywhere else. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to perfect your stroke and show you some cool drills. Thanks for golfing with me, and see you in the next one. Mwah!